for the meeting of February 4th, Alcohol Licensing Advisory Committee. Would you please call the roll?
Committee Member Bruner?
Here.
Committee Member Bumpus?
Yo.
Committee Member Sikic?
Here.
Chairperson Miller?
Here.
Councilmember Marshak?
Here.
Committee Member Struns?
Here.
And Committee Member Henry is absent, but we do have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Next, we'll have the approval of the minutes of January 7th, 2025. Are there any questions, concerns?
I'll make a motion to approve minutes.
I'll second it.
Motion by Sikic, second by Bruner.
All right, there, it should be there.
Please vote.
Not there.
Are you a yes?
Yes.
That passes unanimously.
Requests and comments from the public regarding items on the agenda not requiring a public hearing. Do we have anybody in the audience that would like to have a say? Going once, twice? Seeing none, we'll move on to licenses. Application for temporary extension of Class B premise for O'Reilly and Conway's Irish Pub, 214 West Milwaukee Street.
Morning, Ed Corna, 4214 Mineral Point Road.
All right. So if you wouldn't mind, would you walk us through what you're intending, your extension?
Well, we're gonna put a tent in the parking lot, like we have for the last 10 years. Saturday will be the Shamrock Shuffle with the Boys and Girls Club. And we'll have music in the tent, as well as beer and alcohol. And Sunday will be closed, and then I believe Monday is St. Patrick's Day, and open and do it all over again.
Any changes from what you've done in the past?
10 years, so.
Okay.
Is this count as one or two events?
2.
So there's nothing, you're not doing anything in the fall? So it's 2 times 175.
Already paid.
I'll make a motion to approve. Nobody
I'll
else.
second.
Motion by Sikic, second by Struntz. Anything further? Not seeing nothing further, please vote.
Do you have a button this time, Mark?
He doesn't have a button, but his vote was yes. I assume that's what he meant.
That passes 6-0.
There you go. I have heard that.
And that passes 6-0. Thank you very much. Very straightforward. Moving on to,
Before we move, I thought, since he's done this 10 years, why does he have to come back if it's the exact same thing 10 years in a row?
So that is not a temporary Class B permit. This is a temporary extension of premise.
Okay, that's the reason?
That's kind of yeah, and we don't have any guidelines in our policy to not bring repeats back.
Got it.
all right, request for expansion of licensed premise and public hearing for Franklin Street Tavern, Inc., doing business as Franklin Street Tavern at 13 North Franklin Street to include outdoor cafe.
Corna, 4214 Mineral Point Road, Janesville.
Thank you, Mr. Corna. I have just a question just for the record. What are you doing in space 15?
Well, we've pretty much have it gutted. Our intention is to make part of
So basically an expansion. Okay. in your request, the DOR has given an opinion that extension of premise should be one side or the other of the sidewalk space, just to remain consistent throughout the city. And my recommendation forward would be that the tables be against the building to allow for the unobstructed walkway.
That, I think we were told before that, it needed to be like a 5-foot, area along the building.
The walkway wouldn't,
unobstructed.
the walkway wouldn't need necessarily to be against the building. I guess what I'm looking at is the possibility of a car being parked there, you're opening potentially into someone's space if they're seated at a table.
That's easy enough fixed, so you can put the tables along the wall then.
That would be great. Would that obstruct any doorways or any entrance, exit?
Well, we wouldn't put them in front of the doors.
Which would you prefer? Because I don't see an issue with them being along the sidewalk. That's how you have it at O'Reilly and Conway's, right?
Correct.
Have you ever had any issues with,
No,
yeah,
it's just how you adjust the tables.
yeah.
Well, the thing with O'Reilly and Conway, that's diagonal parking.
No, it's not
No, it's
parallel.
parallel. On that side of the street it is. Across the street's diagonal, but that side is parallel.
Again, the door opening.
Madam Chair, if I may. The review of the outdoor sidewalk is usually done by the planning committee, and I know Vicky is here, and I just want to hesitate from having the committee do any like recommendations or requirements on the floor that would impede the planning review of where those go. Because ALAC's determination is whether or not there will be alcohol allowed once that outdoor sidewalk cafe is approved by planning. So I want the committee to be aware of the steps that we take internally. So the sidewalk cafe was approved by the planning department as this was presented. Vicky, is that right? It was presented and approved, and so we are actually looking at approving whether or not there'll be alcohol where that's approved. I don't want to step on the toes of anybody in planning.
Hi, Vicki Miller, Building Division. No, you're not stepping on any toes, that's fine. Yeah, it doesn't, whether the tables are against the wall or out on the curb area, that's fine. He just needs to maintain that 5-foot wide path for people to get into the building and to pass by.
So essentially, we make the recommendation whether there should be alcohol out there, and planning and Mr. Corn can work on the best setup.
That is the current process, is once planning does the review of whether or not the space exists, whether or not some of our sidewalks have a percentage of slant that they have to review and make sure that there's enough curb cut and whatever needs to be. And then once they approve it, then that can come to you, the committee, for review of alcohol.
So what she said, what Vicky said, is that it's approved by them, and it'd be up to Mr. Corna where he wants to put the tables, whether it's against the building or curbside, is that right? And so I guess, it's up to you once you look at it and see what you think is the best for your customers. I think that's what you have to look at as a business person. So if the curbside doesn't really work because of parking spaces and the way it's set up and the width of the sidewalk, if it's next to the building, works better for you. So I guess it's up to you how you want to set it up and how you want to try it and make it the best for your customers and the safest for your customers who may be using the outside seating. So, Mr. Corn, I trust you to look at it and do what you think is right, okay?
Well said.
Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Bruner, second by Sikich. Anything further, Mr. Bruner?
No, I think it's all been said, and I trust that Mr. Corner will do the right thing, so.
Mr. Sikich?
Good.
All right, please
Thank you
vote.
for your continued investment in downtown.
You have a button? Okay. That passes
Last month it was
6-0.
George's turn.
It's biggest turn next month.
All right, original application and public hearing for a Class B intoxicating liquor and fermented malt beverage license for Milton Food Services LLC, Blooming Ocean, Inc., doing business as Rio Brazilian Steakhouse, 2701 Milton Avenue.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You want to state your name and address for the record, and then generally when applicants come through, we just have you kind of introduce yourself, tell us a little bit about your business and your business plan, and then, you know, your intention for the alcohol on the premise, and then they'll open it up and have some questions for you.
Sure. My name's Sin Lee, and then I'm on the one at 2701 on Milton Avenue. And last year we have the old one, and she have some family problems, so she had to close down the business. So now we have the new one come in and bring in town the new restaurant. So our restaurant look like the kind of steakhouse, look like the New York way, and they have all the salad bar, or you can eat, and the meat will be come to your table, sir, the way you want, and cut it on the front of you, and all the meat on all the fresh food meat, and sir, and then I just really which you can let us to reopen back, and then have the liquor license to serve for the people in town.
Will you be the agent?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and the owner lives in New York City?
They have another business in Wisconsin.
But the owner lives in New York City?
Yes.
We have several restaurants.
No, I understand that. I just understand the corporation is in the Dells, the owner's in New York City, and she's the only person.
You know, he back for, but the address, his whole family original still live there. So all the address, they still in the New York. But they have another business in Wisconsin for 10 years.
And your opening date is next week?
We plan on open before the Valentine, I hope. So we're working on really hard right now. But we have really nice restaurant already. We just remodel and clean up a little bit.
Okay.
Training, a lot of training for the server, for the cut, the meat and everything. A lot of training for employee more than inside the restaurant.
Yes, Mr. Brewer.
In looking at the diagram of the layout of the restaurant and stuff, the bar, where you have the bar, do you intend to have, like a regular bar with people can sit at the bar?
Yeah, we have the regular bar and the only few chair.
There's chairs there, or can people sit at the bar and have a drink, or while they're waiting or anything?
Yes, just regular, and have few chair on the front, and people can sit there and waiting, or
Yeah.
somebody that just want to sit at the bar.
Yeah, well, it doesn't show any. That's what I was wondering, because it doesn't, the
On the drawing
diagram
doesn't
didn't show
show.
any seating
Oh, okay.
or where the bar is, and that's why I was wondering if there's seating at the bar. Okay. No, no problem, it's just, I just wanted to clarify that when I was looking at it, so I know what I'm voting on.
Sure, thank you.
So, as far as employees and everything, you understand the laws for licensed bartenders, and they have to have a licensed bartender on duty at all times and things like that?
Yes, if we hire the professional bartender, they have to be go to rule with the bartender and alcohol training.
Okay. Okay. Do you know how many people you're going to employ?
I think around maybe in the kitchen at least 5 and outside 5 when we beginning. So around 10 people. And depend on how busy, how opening is.
Remember, did the previous restaurant have a license?
Pearl of the Orient? Yes.
Yes,
So everything is pretty much the exact same, you're just cleaning it up a hair?
yes, we don't do anything else. Just clean up and reopen back. Yeah, we don't change.
Got it. Well, I'll make a motion to approve if there's nothing else.
Public hearing.
Oh,
All right. If there's nothing further from the committee, we'll open up the public hearing. Is there anyone in chambers wishing to speak? All right, closing the public hearing.
I'll second the nomination.
We have a motion by Sikich, second by Bumpus. Anything further?
Let me go back and fix that motion. Sorry. Sikich and Bumpus. Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
That passes 6-0.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does that go before council?
Yeah,
That will
that'll
go
go
before
before
council
council
on
on
Monday.
Monday night here in this room at 6 PM. On Monday, the 10th. Yes, 6 o'clock here in this room. Mhm.
Thank you.
All right. Janesville Police Department Establishment Incident Report, Mr. Ratzlaff.
We had a check welfare at one of the bars, and in the process of investigating that, we discovered they didn't have a licensed bartender, so that bar was shut down for the evening. They'll also be added to the next compliance check, which we have done away with, issuing letters, advising that those are gonna happen, so
Good.
those are happening randomly now.
Or was the infraction?
Charlie's.
All right.
You had a sex offense,
Yep, those are still open investigations, so I can't speak to those at this time.
2 alcohol violations, those were from your previous compliance check?
Correct. Yep.
I do know that the county has stepped up their compliance checks as well and found a handful in the county that were not in compliance, so.
Again, we're having a good response from the bartenders. They reported to the vehicle owners hit and runs that occurred that they observed, and then helped us solve at least 2 hit and runs the last month. We're
Excellent.
by the bartenders' cooperation with the bars, so.
Excellent. City Clerk, alcohol license quota report.
Nothing to add to the attachment in your packet.
Fantastic. Temporary licenses?
Nothing to add on that venue either. It's kind of a slow time of year for those.
All right. Any comments from the committee? Announcements?
I have an extra item. I guess I'm staying after class.
I see that follow-up on licenses with conditions.
I got it too.
Is there anything to take up on that, Liz? There is nothing on that. I will just, let the committee know that we are currently in the review of the renewal packet and the bartender application, as we're preparing to get renewal packets out by March 15th. So we will be, and we're also issuing all licenses this year out of license managers. So they will be on a full-page piece of void paper. So it's a software that we're using to kind of better track the items that come through the committee. So seems to be working well, and
Is that tied in with the other licenses throughout the city?
yep, yep.
Business licenses?
So anything that's coming out now will be on a, tamper evident, printed document.
Oh,
So the police department, when they're doing their compliance checks, they'll be able to easily see if it's a photocopy, because when it copies, it says void all over it. So just to kind of tighten up some of the security levels, and then just making sure that all applicants know when their packets do come to them that, they do have to fill all the forms out and supply all of the required documents. And
Can read
it's,
it.
I wish we didn't have to do that, but that's how the law is written. So, yep. Nothing else to add, though.
All right, if there's nothing further, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Moved by Bruner, second by Marshak. Everyone in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Thank you very much.